Hello class, today is the 11th of June, and we're going to be continuing where we had left off yesterday. Yesterday we had finished example 1, and then you guys did exercise 1 on your own. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over example 2, and then you guys are going to do exercises 2 and 3 on your own. So for example 2, it asks us to consider the graph of the quadratic function shown below. We have this picture here with x-intercepts -4 and 2. So that's the good news. We don't even need to find out what those x-intercepts are. We've got this x-intercept at -4, 0. And we've got this one at 2, 0. What we are going to do is we're going to basically do the reverse of what we did yesterday. With yesterday, we were given the equation, had to form a graph by finding some of the points. Here, what we're going to do is we are given a graph, and we need to create its equation. So, what it wants us to do first is write a formula for a possible quadratic function in factored form that the graph represents using a as a constant factor. Now, here's the thing. Remember, it's saying a possible quadratic function here because the problem is we can't write the actual function yet because we don't have 3 points yet. Right now, we only have talked about these 2 points. So since we only have these 2 points, all we can do is make a possible quadratic function. We're going to use a as our constant factor. As a reminder, our constant factor is going to be, well, just that, a constant. It's going to be the number that's outside of our parentheses being multiplied by both of them. So, we are going to have y is equal to a times a set of parentheses and another set of parentheses. Now we need to find out what's going to go into these parentheses. Luckily, we can go back and we can actually reference what we worked on yesterday in order to help us out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back to part A, when we were given a quadratic equation and we made it into factored form. When I had x plus 10, it gave me -10, 0. And when I had x minus 4, it gave me +4, 0. So it is clear that when I have x plus a number, it means that that number is going to be negative in my x-intercept. So that means that if over here I have a -4, then I'm going to have to add 4 to my x. Same works in reverse. If I have a +2 here, I'm going to have to subtract 2 if I want that x-intercept. So a possible quadratic formula would be y is equal to a times the quantity of x plus 4 times the quantity of x minus 2. Now, again, the reason that this was a possible quadratic function is because we've only talked about 2 different points. Now what we can do is we can add in a third point. The third point that they tell us about is going to be our y-intercept of our graph, -16. So our y-intercept is right down here at 0, -16. But how is knowing this third point going to help us find a? I still have a y and an x that I have to deal with. Oh, wait. Having this extra point gets rid of my x and my y, because I can just plug in this third point. That's exactly what we'll do. Y is going to be equal to a times x plus 4 times x minus 2. Now what I'm going to do is for my x's, I'm going to plug in 0. And for my y, I am going to plug in negative 16. So negative 16 is going to be equal to a times 0 plus 4 times, I was about to write an x there, but my x is now 0 minus 2. So I've got negative 16 over here is equal to, a is going to stay as it's a times 0 plus 4 is 4 times 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Negative 16, therefore, is going to be equal to negative 8 times a. And if I divide both sides by that negative 8, I finally get my answer for a. A is going to be equal to positive 2. So now I found the exact equation. My equation is going to be y is equal to 2 times x plus 4 times the quantity of x minus 2. And if I wanted to, I could take this and turn it into its proper form out of the factored form that it is right now into its standard form. However, since this question doesn't ask me to put it in standard form, we'll just leave our answer like this for now. So, with that, our really quick example 2 is done. And it is now up to you to, well, first of all, watch this video. Congratulations. If you've gotten to this point, you've done that. Up next, you have to do exercises 2 and 3 on your own. Exercise 2 is all about making the possible quadratic functions using our x-intercepts. And exercise 3 is going to be about finishing our graphs, not the graphs, our equations when we are given our y-intercept. So exercises 2 and 3 are up to you to do. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and also a great weekend. I'll see you all next week.